with glory, to judge both the quick and the dead, whose kingdom shall have no end. And I believe in the Holy Ghost, the Lord and giver of life, who proceedeth from the Father and the Son, who with the Father and the Son together is worshipped and glorified, who spake by the prophets. And I believe one holy Christian and apostolic church. I acknowledge one baptism for the remission of sins. And I look for the resurrection of the dead and the life of the world to come. In one God, the Father Almighty, maker of heaven and earth, and of all things visible and invisible, and in one Lord Jesus Christ, the only begotten Son of God, begotten of his Father before all worlds, God of God, light of light, very God of very God, begotten, not made, being of one substance with the Father, by whom all things were made, who for us men and for our salvation came down from heaven and was incarnate by the Holy Ghost of the Virgin Mary, and was made man, and was crucified also for us under Pontius Pilate. He suffered and was buried, and the third day he rose again according to the Scriptures, and ascended into heaven, and sitteth on the right hand of the Father, and he shall come again with glory to judge both the quick and the dead, whose
What's going on, boss? Sorry, I just got to write a church email real quick. Give me 1 second, but I'm trying to get the stream going. People can get ready. Or people, more people will see it. So just give me 1 second here. Let's get some jams on while I'm setting this up. Get some jams going. Hey, Maren. What's happening, boss? We're going to get started here in just a second. So 1 second, guys. I'm just trying to do some work here before we get started. Oh, goodness. There we go. What's going on? Why do today what you can put off tomorrow? Well, I need to get it out because my secretary's in the office today, so I need to get this out real quick. So give me 1 second, guys. We'll get started here in just 1 second. Okay, we go together. We can enjoy sweet treat in our own homes. We're talking about. I'm doing we've got a pie and pray service that we normally do on Tuesday before Thanksgiving, and we're not gonna be able to do that as a pie reception afterwards. We're gonna have to, but we're gonna do like a pie exchange. All right. Hey, Craig. Thanks for the follow, man. Tell me more about yourself, Craig. Craig, what do you like to do, man? What are you into? How'd you find the stream? That'd be interesting to me too. So we got the Bible coming in just 1 second, guys. Info. All right, I'm gonna go Craig J Radio. You're a radio man. Give me 1 second, guys. We're hey, Seth, what's going on? Glad you're here. Welcome. Give me 1 second, guys. Let's see. I've got to go help my daughter with something real quick. Let's see. Do we want to? Yeah, I think we'll throw up the BRB screen. Actually, no. Let's do like a Bible project video real quick. That'll be more interesting to listen to than the BRB screen. So let me go look for 1 second, sweetie. Bible project. Let's see if I can find one of my favorite ones. And then we'll be getting started. Let's see here. I wonder what their most popular one is. Job? Really? 5.9 million watches from Job? This one's one of my. Well, actually, Messiah. This one's really good. I know we haven't played this one in a while. All right, let me kill this. Let me kill this. All right, let me go full screen with that bad boy.
There's this crazy story at the beginning.
All right, here we go. Now let me flop this over to where's screen only. Screen only. There we go. Be right back, guys. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
Of the Bible, we have Adam and Eve, and they're in the Garden of Eden.
And everything in this garden is great. It's exactly as it should be, except there's this one tree that they're told by God not to eat from because it's dangerous and it will kill them.
So that's it. Avoid this fruit tree and we're fine.
Right. It seems pretty simple. But in this garden, there's a snake, and it starts telling a different story. It says that if you eat of this tree, it's not going to kill you. In fact, it's going to make you become like God.
And Adam and Eve, they believe the snake and they eat the fruit.
And because of this, the goodness of the garden is tragically lost, and evil and death enters into God's good world.
Now, why is there a talking snake in the garden? I mean, this thing is a problem.
Yeah, it's very strange. And even more strange is the fact that the Bible doesn't say why or how this thing even got there. It just presents the snake as this creature who's in rebellion against God and that wants to get other people to doubt God's goodness and lead them on a path towards death. And so whatever this snake is, it's the source of evil that pervades our world and our lives, even still today.
But there is some hope, because right here in the story, God makes this really interesting promise to Adam and Eve.
That someone is going to come in the future, a son of Eve. And this guy's going to come and he's going to crush the serpent's head and destroy evil at its source. However, during this battle, the serpent is going to bite this guy's heel.
So it's like a mutual destruction.
Yeah, it's this very strange but beautiful promise. And it's just left hanging there until the next key moment in the story, when God singles out this guy named Abraham and says that through his family, goodness and blessing is going to be restored back to all of the nations of the world. And as we follow this family, we get to one of Abraham's great-grandsons, this guy named Judah. And he receives this promise that a king is going to come from his line and that the whole world's going to follow this king, and he's going to bring peace and harmony, and there'll be lots of food and wine and milk and vineyards, and it's going to be awesome.
The first king that we meet from the line of Judah is a guy named King David. And he's a hero. Maybe he is the snake crusher.
But it turns out that David is infected with the same evil as the rest of humanity. He never crushes the snake, just the opposite. However, God makes a promise to David that this king is going to eventually come from his line. But as you go on in the story, one by one, each generation of his sons, they're just total chumps. They give in to the snake, they choose evil, they go after money and sex and power and following other gods.
Things get so bad that they run the nation of Israel right into the ground, and the big bad empire of Babylon just takes them out.
And so now there are no more kings to even fulfill this promise.
So it seems like the whole plan is lost.
But during these dark days, there's this crazy group of guys called prophets, and they just kept talking about this coming king and reminding us of the promise that he'll come, he'll defeat evil, he'll restore the garden. Now, one specific prophet, Isaiah, he tells us more about why this king is bitten. Isaiah says that the promised king receives this wound because of humanity's evil, and that it kills him. But then all of a sudden he comes back, and Isaiah says it's because he suffered this wound that he can now become a source of healing to other people.
But the Old Testament ends, and the snake-crushing king that everyone's been talking about never shows up.
And this is why, when the New Testament begins, it introduces us to Jesus of Nazareth, not as some random guy, but as someone who comes to fulfill these specific ancient promises.
Yeah, we
Sorry, by
learned
the way,
that
for
he's
the
from the line of
notifications.
David, Judah,
It's hard to turn
and
those off.
Abraham.
And he goes around Israel announcing that the goodness of God's kingdom is here now. And he begins confronting the effects of evil on people by healing them, by forgiving them of their sins and evil.
Many people are now believing that this is, in fact, the promised king.
But Jesus began telling his closest followers that he was going to become king and bring peace by taking the full effect of humanity's evil into himself.
The fatal snakebite wound.
Exactly. And so it seems like the serpent wins. And this story actually would be a tragedy except for what happens next. Jesus rises from the dead.
And now Jesus has the power over evil and death for himself.
And so the rest of the New Testament is then making this claim that Jesus' power over evil and death has now become available to us to begin confronting the effects of evil in our lives.
But even still, death and evil are a real problem in our world all around us.
And so the story of the Bible ends by describing this future day when Jesus comes back and he finishes the job. He destroys the snake once and for all, and he restores the goodness of the garden here on earth.
All right, thank you guys for bearing with me there. We had trying to get. I feel so overwhelmed right now. Like it's crazy. This is the busiest that I think I've ever been in my life. I've got 3 daughters, a full-time parish ministry, and Twitch/VR ministry is very quickly becoming a second full-time job. Every single day, just about, I have somebody who's in some sort of emotional crisis, some sort of suicidal issue, or friends in suicidal issue. A friend needs to talk. So say a prayer for me. I just feel so overwhelmed sometimes. Other times it's like not so much, but man, Jiminy Christmas. I got bling, blong, bling, dong, bing. I get like notifications going off. Holy smokes. And I love it. I love to help people. And so I thank God that I'm in a position to share this good news about him. But I'm just when I'm trying to focus, I have ADD, if you didn't know that already. And so it's really hard for me to focus on something. And so when I finally get focused, and I'm mustering all of my energy to focus on something, and then I get a bling bong ding. It's like, it's like skin crawling. It's like trying to focus, must focus on the thing I need to do, and it's like bong bing bong. It's just terrible. It's like dodging bullets. It's like must check phone, I don't know. That's probably less ADD and more like OCD. But anyways, I digress. All right, so we're pulling up the Bible now. Yeah, woe to me and my first world problems. So I really shouldn't be complaining. You know what? God has compassion even on the 12-year-old who lost her first boyfriend, and that's like the most monumental thing to happen in her comfortable Western life. God still has compassion on that. You don't have to be dying of a painful bowel cancer for God to have compassion on you, right? God has compassion on all of us in all of our trivial problems. God cares. So, all right, I think we're getting close now, fam. We're getting close. All right. No, put that over there. All right, so we're going live on Facebook. We'll do it live. We're going live on Facebook. I love that line from Bill O'Reilly. It's not very nice, but for some reason, every time I'm like, all right, we're going live, I'm like, we'll do it live. Do you know that? Do you know that meme from Bill O'Reilly? He's like cursing up a storm. By the way, chat, forgive me for neglecting. Craig, I don't know if you're still with us, boss. Thank you or madam, I think you were saying you had a radio station with your husband. I'm glad you're here. Thanks be to God. Glad you're here, friend. So if you're still here, I'm glad you're here. Yeah, I just said that already. But anyways, there's that ADD thing I got now. All right. So I think we're finally set up and ready to go. We're going live on my church's local Facebook page here in Michigan in 5. You're going to notice how I become much more professional and less, no. I'll be the same person, hopefully. 5, 4, 3, 2. All right. Welcome, Facebook. Good to have you with us. Thanks be to God. We are in today's appointed text once again. We're in the Bible once again. Are you excited? Are you ready to get some tattooing? No, not tattooing. You're getting tatted up though with today's appointed texts. Let's see what we got. What's on the docket? I don't know until I look at them with you. So it's a surprise to me. We always start off in the Psalms though. Psalm 137. Psalm 137. What's Psalm 137 about? I don't know. Doesn't ring a bell with me. But let's listen.
By the rivers of Babylon,
Oh,
there we sat down.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Yea, we wept.
Oh, come on, man. This is a great psalm. This is a great psalm.
When we remembered Zion. We hung our harps upon the willows in the midst of it. For there those who carried us away captive asked of us a song, and those who plundered us requested mirth, saying, Sing us one of the songs of Zion. How shall we sing the Lord's song in a foreign land? If I forget you, O Jerusalem, let my right hand forget its skill. If I do not remember you, let my tongue cling to the roof of my mouth. If I do not exalt Jerusalem above my chief joy. Remember, O Lord, against the sons of Edom the day of Jerusalem, who said, Raise it to its very foundation. O daughter of Babylon, who are to be destroyed. Happy the one who repays you as you have served us. Happy the one who takes and dashes your little ones against the rock.
All right. So,
I will praise you.
Whoopsie. All right. So this initial section, there's this great rendition. Okay, well, actually, before I explain what this is saying, let me give you. Well, before I sing the great Bob Marley version of, there's a song, that's sung to these lyrics. Or there's. Well, anyway, did I get that right? Song, yeah. There's a tune that goes with these lyrics, and before I do that, I want you to imagine this. Okay, so the nation of Israel had Jerusalem in the nation of it's technically Judah, but that's not here nor there. The city of Jerusalem falls to the Babylonians. The big bad Babylonians come down. They wipe out, lay siege, and destroy the city of Jerusalem. and they lead all the Israelites captive to Babylon. Imagine that. Imagine being scooped up in your local town and being shipped off to China. Like, that's exactly the experience of the Israelites. They were shipped off to Babylon because they were concerned. They thought they'd have better. They thought Babylon would be more secure if they had all the uppity people near them. They could quell the rebellion very quickly. So these captive Babylonians say to the Israelites as they're kind of walking them back to Babylonian, sing us a song of Zion. That would be like in that scenario I was describing of being packed up and sent to China. It would be like being said, yeah, sing us the Star-Spangled Banner while we're in the middle of Wuhan. Sing us the Star-Spangled Banner while we're in the middle of Beijing. Like, it's like, I can't sing an American song when America is burning, when my homeland has been destroyed, when I've been forcibly exiled to another nation. Like, that's heartbreaking. It'd be heartbreaking to hear the Star-Spangled Banner in such a context, right? And so that's what's going on here. By the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down. We wept when we remembered Zion. We hung our harps upon the willows in the midst of us. For those who carried us away captive asked us a song, and those who plundered us requested mirth, saying, sing to us one of the songs of Zion. And there's this great rendition. I can't play it for you because I'm going to get DMCA striked. I might even get DMCA strike because my accent is going to be so good. They're going to think this is legitimately Bob Marley singing it here. But Bob Marley says something like this: by the rivers of Babylon, there we sat down, and there we wept when we remembered Zion. But the wicked carried us away captivity, required of us a song. How can we sing? I think they say, because they're Rastafarians, they say, how can we sing King Alpha's song in a strange land? King Alpha is a reference to Haile Selassie. I don't know if you know anything about Rastafarianism. By the way, I'm sorry if I hurt your ears there, but it's something like that. But it's just, bound up by the rivers of Babylon. It's so good. You got to check it out. Do it on your own. Go listen to it. Hopefully I don't get DMCA'd for humming it. Pastor Marley, Marin says on Twitch. Yeah, no. So listen to that. It's just amazing. It's just so good. But you can imagine kind of that scenario. And what was I going to say? But it's quite beautiful. The King Alpha thing. Okay, so if you don't know, Rastafarians believe that this Ethiopian emperor called Haile Selassie, who is he was emperor from, I want to say, the 1890s to 1960, 70, something like that. They thought he was Jesus, and that he was going to lead, and they basically imported, I thought I heard something. They basically imported a lot of the kind of Exodus slavery language to African peoples and stuff like that. So, anywho. Yes, but then actually, I know about Pastafarianism, but not Rastafarianism. Yes, Pastafarianism is a reference to the flying spaghetti monster, if you don't know that. But anyways, but Bob Marley did not die as a Rastafarian. By the way, Rastafarianism is incompatible with Christianity. There's a whole host of teachings that is in contradiction. So Rastafarianism is not a denomination of Christianity. It's non-Christian. However, Bob Marley, the great, everybody thinks of him as the big Rastafarian guy, right? You got the Bob Marley hats with the dreads and stuff like that, and they say, there's a Rasta. Right? That's what just like you call a Christian. A Christian is a Christian. A Rastafarian is a Rasta. And so you say, he's a Rasta. But actually, no, he was baptized as a Christian very near to his death. So Bob Marley is one of our people. He's one of our people. So that's kind of cool. All right. Well, let's move on. It's interesting. One other aspect of the whole Rastafarian thing that's super interesting. Okay, so Haile Selassie knew about the Rastafarians and their claim that he was Jesus. But here's the thing. Haile Selassie was a Christian. And Haile Selassie's like, oh, bro, why do you think I'm Jesus? I'm not Jesus, man. I'm just a dude. And so he visited Jamaica, which is kind of the center for Rastafarianism. And he actually sent Ethiopian Orthodox missionaries, because that's what his church body of Christianity was. He sent Ethiopian Orthodox missionaries to Jamaica to say, like, guys, please, if you like Haile Selassie, how about you believe what Haile Selassie says? And that's not Rastafarianism. That's Ethiopian Orthodoxy, which is very much Christian. So, anywho, that's your little history lesson on Rastafarianism this afternoon. But you can imagine this, right? You can imagine this. All right. Well, let's go. Enough of Rastafarianism. Let's go on now to Matthew 26, 1-19. Matthew 26, 1-19. Let's see what our Lord has for us today. Let's give this a listen. Hey, Grizbiz, what's happening? Hello, Pastor Brock. It's been a while. Well, I am glad you're back, Grizbiz. Much obliged to have you in the channel. I thank God for you. Let's keep listening.
Now it came to pass when Jesus...
Marin Reno says, I hope to hear 3 little birds in heaven. Yeah. The every little thing gonna be all right. Yeah. Let's keep listening.
Finished all these sayings, that he said to his disciples,
You know that after 2 days is the Passover, and the Son of Man will be delivered up to be crucified.
By the way, can I just say something about that? Okay, so Jesus knows he's going to be crucified, and he still goes to Jerusalem. Right? Like you're not going to, like this, you know, can you imagine a travel agency ad like this one? Have you, in America, ever seen the vistas of scenic Kabul, Afghanistan? You know you want to go to beautiful Kabul this Thanksgiving. The Afghani government is reducing your air travel by 20% and giving you 3 nights at the local Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi Oasis, right? Come now. Limited quantities of this discount are available. Like, are you going to go to Kabul? No. Why? Because as a Westerner, there's a lot of people there that want to kill you. So you're not going to go to scenic Kabul. We have this thing as human beings. We don't normally go places where people are going to kill us. And so Jesus intentionally, willingly, knowingly goes to Jerusalem full stinking well knowing that he's going to be killed there. In fact, he tells him, like, listen, the Son of Man is going to be crucified by so there's this I was talking to a guy last night actually in VR chat about this. You know, he's like, well, maybe Jesus was like a failed political revolutionary. Well, political revolutionaries try to stay alive and try to recruit armies and make military campaigns. Jesus didn't do that. He's just like, yep, I'm going to Jerusalem. Yep, they're going to kill me. Why? Because that's how salvation is going to come to humanity. All right? So this was no hiccup. This is no goof. Jesus from the very beginning has planned to be crucified for the salvation of man. So let's keep listening.
Then the chief priests, the scribes, and the elders of the people assembled at the palace of the high priest, who was called Caiaphas, and plotted to take...
Oh, so yes. So Seth says, was he really willing or forced? Didn't he say, Father, why have your sake? This makes my skin crawl. Every time somebody says this. Well, Jesus, he was just so confused on the cross. Why did he say, my God, why are you forsaking me? Let's pause here for a second. Let me duplicate this. You need to come listen to this, okay? This is going to blow your mind. Jesus is not saying, Dad, why am I being crucified? Dad, why is all this bad stuff happening to me? I don't understand. This is so confusing. Why are there owies in my hands? That is not what he's saying. If I say to you, Our Father, am I just saying Our Father? No, when I say to you, Our Father, I'm implying, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Right? When I say Our Father who art in heaven, I'm implying the entirety of the prayer. And so when Jesus says, my God, why are you forsaking me? He is quoting the entirety of Psalm 22.
My God, why have you forsaken me?
He's quoting Psalm 22. Now, here's a mind blow. This is an absolute, get ready. Buckle in your seatbelts. Keep your hands and arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times. We're about to blow your mind, okay? We know that Psalm 22 is written over 1,000 years before Jesus, okay? It's written by King David 1,000 years before Jesus, approximately 1000 AD, okay? Okay, I've never seen this. Good. I'm glad. I'm about to blow your mind. I'm about to blow your mind. Okay. So this is written 1,000 years back. Jews will agree with that. Christians will agree with that. Everybody agrees. This psalm is written by David. Okay. My God, why have you forsaken me? Right? Because he is abandoned on the cross. Right. Now look at let's fast forward a little bit. Let's listen to verse 12.
Many bulls have surrounded me.
These are the soldiers, the Roman soldiers.
Strong bulls of Bashan have encircled me. They gape at me with their mouths, like a raging and roaring lion.
So he's circled around. Now, again, you're like, okay, that's kind of vague, Pastor Brock. I'm not really buying that. Okay, hold on.
Poured out like water, and all my bones are out of joint.
So in crucifixion, your bones are dislocated, right? Your shoulders pop out of socket, right? Because you're crucified. I'm poured out like water. When it's recorded in John's Gospel, when Jesus is pierced on the side, water flows out. So Bashan, let me look at this up here real quick. Bashan is a term for the northernmost region of the Transjordan. So northerners, this would be a reference to, this would be an ambiguous term of northerners, right? And so northerners, the Romans came in from the north, and so I would say it's a reference to that. But even if you're like, wow, that doesn't fit there, Pastor Bright. Well, hold on a second. Hold your horses. Look at this. All my bones are out of joint. My heart is like wax and melted within me.
My heart is like wax. It is melted within me. My strength is dried up like a potsherd.
He's thirsty, right? Jesus says from the cross, I thirst. That's like lungs collapse or something. Is there liquid? Defo dead. Yeah. Right. So you're yes, exactly right. It's pericardial fluid. Yes. So when you get pierced, water came out of the side of Christ.
And my tongue clings to my jaws. You have brought me to the dust of death.
This is somebody who's dying.
Dogs have surrounded me. The congregation of the wicked has enclosed me. They pierced my hands and my feet.
They've pierced my hands and feet. This is written 1000 BC, approximately 1000 BC. Let's look at who invented crucifixion. Can you see that? Let's zoom in a little bit. Who invented crucifixion? The Persians. When did the Persians invent crucifixion? 300 to 400 BC. Here we have a psalm speaking of crucifixion 600 years before it is invented. They have pierced my hands and my feet. This is the thing that Jesus is saying when he says, my God, why have you forsaken me? They have pierced my hands. I can count all my bones, right? He's stretched out. They look and stare. And here's look at the one for 18. They divide my garments among them, and for my clothing they cast lots. This is exactly what the Roman guards are recorded of doing at the crucifixion site of Jesus. Now you could say, Jesus is plotting all of this, but he has no control over Roman guards. And the fact that they're going to be betting for his garments right in front of him, like that's not something he could have predicted or had any control over. But yet we know that the Roman guards are betting for his clothing as he's dying there. So look at this. This is all written 1,000 years before Christ.
They divide my garments among
Is this real? Absolutely, this is real.
And for my clothing they cast lots. But
look at this. I mean, we can look at Matthew's gospel here. Matthew's gospel was a 27, let's say. No, it must be 26. Just fancy the century, or maybe it's 20. Is it 28? Might be 28. Look at this. Look at this. This is Matthew 27. This is the crucifixion account. Look at this.
Now as they came out, they found a man of Cyrene, Simon by name. Him they compelled to bear his cross. And when they had come to a place called Golgotha, that is to say, place of a skull, they gave him sour wine mingled with gall to drink. But when he had tasted it, he would not drink. Then they crucified him and divided his garments, casting lots, that it might be fulfilled which was spoken by the prophet.
They divided my garments among them, and for my clothing they cast lots.
Can you imagine the brokenness of that? You know, like that your garments are being. Oh, my secretary got it up at church. Can you imagine that? Like somebody betting for your clothing in front of you. How sad. Now here, look at this. Look at this. This is crazy. Let's keep going a little bit more. This is unconnected to the psalm, but look at this.
Watch over him there, and they put up over his head the accusation written against him. This is Jesus, the King of the Jews. Then two robbers were crucified.
They put, and it tells in, I think is it Luke's gospel, like they complain about, or it might be John's gospel, they complain about this. The Jews all complain. Don't put a sign on top of his head that says Jesus, King of the Jews. Said this man said he was King of the Jews. And Pontius Pilate says, what I've written, I have written. And so this is a mind blow. The cross is Jesus' throne. Let me say that again. The cross is Jesus' throne. Here he is. He's got a sign depicting him as king. He wears a crown, but a crown of thorns, and he's crucified. The cross is his royal throne room. Why? Why would you make that your throne? I mean, you could have like a big golden bejeweled crowns and big golden massive marble throne rooms. Why would you make this the crown? Because again, what is the most valuable commodity to the Lord your God? Is it marble? Is it gold? Is God after the most massive amount of gold? Gold is very easy for God to do. Snaps his fingers, he gets an entire truckload of gold. No, the one thing that God cares most about, the one thing that God is most interested in and values, hey, thanks, COVID, and values most is love. And the cross is the hot spot of all existence for love. Nowhere was love more maximal than on the cross. Let's look at the words of what's the hymn? What's the name of the hymn? It's My Song is Love Unknown. My Song is Love Unknown. Couldn't remember there for a second. All right, so look at these lyrics, okay? Here might I stay and sing, no story so divine. Never was love, dear King, never was grief like thine. This is my friend, in whose sweet praise I all my days could gladly spend. Right? There's never was love, dear King, never was grief like thine. Right? This is the maximal hotspot of love in all of the universe. That's what makes it his throne for all eternity. Hey, what's going on, Randy? Oh, let's catch up on chat here a little bit. Exactly, have a throne of gold, right? Blood, he likes blood. He doesn't like blood in and of itself, QB. Cephs, are you QB? I think you're QB. Anyways, so it's not that he likes blood. What he likes is love. Love is what makes it the ultimate crown. Hola, mi hermanos. ¿Qué pasa, Randy? ¿Qué pasa? Something non-physical. Yeah, well, I mean, in some sense, love is non-physical, but in some sense, love is the most tangible thing ever. It's the greatest, most real thing ever. We say tangibility, that's what makes it real, right? But in terms of And since love is the most real thing you need, all you need is love. Bum ba da ba dum, right? King BR says, I'm back. I'm glad you're back. Welcome back, friend. Why are you so many people? Oh, we're talking about QB? Yeah, okay, yeah. Well, I think she gets banned. I don't know why, though. Anywho, let's keep going. Let's go back. We're done with Matthew 27. Let's keep going to Matthew 26. This is where we are today. Let's give this a listen.
Take Jesus by trickery and kill him.
Not during the feast, lest there be an uproar among the people.
And when Jesus was in Bethany at the house of Simon the leper, a woman came to him having an alabaster flask of very costly fragrant oil, and she poured it on his head as he sat at the table. But when his disciples saw it, they were indignant.
Why this waste? For this fragrant oil might have been sold for much and given to the poor.
But when Jesus was aware of it, he said to them,
Why do you trouble the woman? For she has done a good work for me. For you have the poor with you always, but me you do not have always. For in pouring this fragrant oil on my body, she did it for my burial. Assuredly I say to you, wherever this gospel is preached in the whole world, what this woman has done will also be told as a memorial to her.
Yeah, so here's the thing, is like they thought this was kind of an outlandish display, right? That she would spend this massive amount of oil, and very expensive oil, on Jesus. But again, this is what what you spend your money on. What you spend your money on is an expression of what you love, right? I remember this one time. I've only been paintball. Can I tell you the story? The one time I went paintball shooting. I've only gone paintball shooting once. And can I tell you how much of a coward I was? Okay, I was a young man, right? So I think I'd be a little more courageous today. Okay, I was a young man, so I want any guff here. Okay, so I went paintball shooting. I would hide behind the first bunker, and just sit there and not stick my head out around the corner. And then when the last guy would dead, I'd just stick out my gun. Oh yeah, I got shot. Yeah, there was one on my shoulder here. I got shot. I'm done. Sorry, I'm out. Yeah, I didn't want to get hit by paintballs. But anyways, to get to the point of the story is this dude. So we're all these like 13, 14-year-old kids, 12-year-old kids, 12, 13, 14-year-old kids. And we've got like the rented paintball guns, right? Like we don't own a paintball gun. We got a rented paintball gun. That's what we're working on today. And but there's so we're all 12, 13, 14-year-old kids. And there's a grown man there. There's a grown man at the paintball range. The guy's got to be 42, 43, 44, and he's got this digital paintball gun. I don't know why you need a digital paintball. It's like curvy and it's glossy and it's multicolored. And it has got like tracking the number of shots left you have in your hopper. Like all of this mess. And he said, yeah, we were all ogling at his gun. And he says, and we say, oh man, you got a nice gun there. He's like, yeah, I made a once in a lifetime sale. And I used the commission on that once in a lifetime sale to get myself a once in a lifetime gun. We were like, oh, right. And so here's the point of the story is you spend your money on what you love. And so this woman, now to connect it back, segue back to the story here. She spent her once in a lifetime sale on her once in a lifetime Jesus. That's what she loved. Okay, that's what she loved. She loved Jesus, and so she spent her once in a lifetime sale on a once in a lifetime Lord God. So, and that was her expression of her worth, of the worth she placed on Jesus. And so this is remarkable stuff. And I think we spend like we give like we'll give God the leftovers. Yeah, God, I'll give you like $5. Yeah, when that plate comes around, like is that it's not that God needs money, right? God doesn't need money. But the issue is what do you love God or not? Right? This is why God required animal sacrifice throughout the Old Testament. It wasn't because he needed, oh yes, we've got blood of bulls here. As God Almighty, I really enjoy the blood of bulls. It makes me very happy. And so yes, please give me the blood of bulls. I need that. Like, no, God does not need the blood of bulls. Like, if he wants some more blood of bulls, he can he just magically manifest the blood of bulls. He doesn't need the blood of bulls. What he desires is your love. Because you know what? Those bulls, you can't magically sprinkle bulls all around, right? You've got a limited supply of bulls. You don't have an unlimited quantity of bulls. And so the fact that you have this limited quantity of bulls and you say, I only got 2 of them, Lord, but you're going to get 1 of those because I love you, because I value you. See, that's what it's all about. It's about you took something that was really valuable. You could have made a lot of money. You could have had a lot of good stuff by selling that bull and using it to buy all sorts of stuff. RTX 3080s and new graphics cards and new gaming computers and new VR headsets and like all the things that you're like oogling over, like the equivalents of those in antiquity. The guy could have used that bull and gotten all of those things. But he said, no, Lord, I only got 2 bulls, but you are worth it. Right. And that was beautiful. That was beautiful because he loved God enough to sacrifice RTX 3080s or 2080s. That's beautiful. That's what love is. This is why your girlfriend wants you to buy her flowers. I've already told you guys that story 100 times. I'm not going to do it again. But like love is expressed in sacrifice. And this woman was willing to sacrifice for that. All right. I got to catch up with chat. Why is God British all of a sudden? Because it's funny. Because it's funny. He was obvious. QB says he was obviously a paintball enthusiast. Yes. Isn't a digital paintball gun a laser tag gun? Well, no, it wasn't like shooting digital paintballs. It just had like a digital controller on it that told you how many like paintballs you had left on your hopper and I don't know what else. Like the atmospheric density or something like that. I don't know what else it had on there. It's kind of ridiculous. But the guy was very proud of himself. He said, I made the once in a lifetime sale. I'm gonna buy a once in a lifetime gun. The guy would have been. We were like, oh yeah, man. Like he would have been seen as such a loser today. Like if I saw that guy in the paintball range, I'd be like, oh my goodness, bro, what are you doing, man? Get some kids, get married, go out there and be faithful to someone. Don't buy a paintball. Yikes. Remember when those kids tried to climb to heaven? Was that King BR? I don't know. I don't know if I know that one. Or what the reference is there. Shakto says, because God is king and we don't have kings in America. Oh, yeah. You're talking about the British thing? Yeah. Pastor, do you have a PS4? I do not have a PS4. I do not own a PS4. I'm not a big console gamer. I'm more of a PC gamer. So QB says, well, it's not true sacrifice if you have more than you need. Right. That's true. Yeah. And this is why, like, do you know the story of the widow, the widow's mite? Here, let's look at this real quick. Widow's mite story. What is it? Luke 21, 1-4. It's only 4 verses. Let's go listen to this real quick. Luke 21, 1-4. Luke 21, 1-4. Let's listen to this.
And he looked up and saw the rich putting their gifts into the treasury. And he saw also a certain poor widow putting in 2 mites.
Truly I say to you that this poor widow has put in more than all. For all these out of their abundance have put in offerings for God. But she, out of her poverty, put in all the livelihood that she had.
Yep, so that's you're exactly right, QB. You're exactly right. Have you played Among Us? King BR, I have not played Among Us. It looks good, though. I think I'd like to try it sometime, because I think it might be funny to play with a pastor. I'm like, I'm not the guy. No, don't look at me. Right? And I am the guy. You wouldn't expect that, would you? Anyways, Shoxos, if you're not a big console gamer, you should get a Switch. It's a very small console. We actually do own a Switch. We do own the Switch for my girls, largely. You will get the real Jesus experience, mate. What? Sorry, I missed the context of that. QB says, yeah, I heard this from a Taoist who nicked the story. Oh, he stole the story? Interesting. Isn't that what nicked means in British English? You know what, QB? We speak American on this channel. I'll have you know, I don't want any of your British nonsense on here anymore. We speak American. You need to learn to speak American. He nicked the story. I love it. All right, let's keep listening here, ladies and gents. Let's keep listening. No. We're here. We're here? Yes, we're here. So anyways, so the love is found in this woman willing to give this massive amount of oil. By the way, there's some tremendous beauty to this. He says, doesn't he, keep it for the day of my burial. You anoint corpses with oil, right? And so Jesus said, he knows he's going to die. He willingly goes to Jerusalem to die because it saves all humanity from their sins. This isn't some hiccup in the plan. This isn't some goof up. He's not like, God, what is happening to me? I don't like everything. I'm getting crucified here. This is uncomfortable. What's going on? I'm supposed to be mega rich and comfortable, Lord. Why is this bad stuff happening to me? No. Jesus knows when he goes to Jerusalem, that's all going to be pain and suffering and death and brokenness. All right, so that's what's going on there. So yeah, I think that's real. Oh, so the other thing about the oil is the oil. Remember, Jesus' name is called Jesus Christ, or in the Greek, Jesus Christus. Christus comes from the Greek word chrismos. Chrismos means to anoint with oil. Okay. So Jesus is the anointed one. He's the chosen one, the selected one. That's anointing with oil sets you apart. If I'm making you King BR, King of Israel, I'm anointing your head. You're the guy, not QB, not Blue Froggy, not anyone else. It's you, right? And so that sets you apart because you're the guy that had the oil on his head. Right, and so there were all these little anointed ones throughout the Old Testament, but then there was a foreshadow of a great and final anointed one, right? And so this is a beautiful thing here that's going on in Bethany right before his death, is that he is being the anointed one. A Jew reading this section would have eminently known that this anointing with oil is a reference to Jesus being the Mashiach, the Messiah. Okay? So that's the other thing you got to know about this story. You're not going to see all the beauty. You're not going to see all its facets if you don't know that detail. That's not something superfluous. Canada is in America. Yes, it is. Canada is in America. You better believe it. Yeah, Blue Froggy, you can play Among Us in VR chat. I want to try it sometime, no doubt. What King Bear says? No, bad son, bad. What? Back on your cross? What? I didn't catch that. Sounds like Christmas. What? Sounds like Christmas? I have to know the context on that. See, I forget my own words 10 seconds after I've said them. King Bear says, yeah, I own Israel. Now I have the plague. Dang. You can have Israel and Palestine too, yeah. King BR says, Canada may be in America, but I swear, if you step on my Niagara Falls, ooh, them's fighting words. All right, let's keep listening to the Bible.
Then one of the 12, called Judas Iscariot, went to the chief priests.
What are you willing to give me if I deliver him to you?
And they counted out to him 30 pieces of silver. So from that time he sought opportunity to betray him. Now on the first day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread, the disciples came to Jesus.
Where do you want us to prepare for you to eat the Passover?
Go into the city to a certain man and say to him, the teacher says, my time is at hand. I will keep the Passover at your house with my disciples.
So the disciples did as Jesus had directed them, and they prepared the Passover. When evening had come, he sat down with the 12.
I think I already went past it.
As they were eating, he said,
Yep, it was 19. 19 was the end of it. So yeah, he sets up for the Passover. We'll get. Stay tuned, boys and girls. Same bat time, same bat channel tomorrow. Actually, that's a lie. Tomorrow's bat time is 8:30 a.m. So if you want to see the conclusion of Matthew's gospel, actually it won't be the conclusion. It'll just be like, part of it. Anyway, you come back tomorrow. That's what you're going to need to do. King BR says, remember when that one dude came on VR chat and thought you were speaking blasphemy? Maybe. What did he take issue with? Was this the guy that thought I was evil because I eat meat? I had this Roman Catholic gentleman come in and say I was being evil because I eat meat. I don't remember specifically somebody saying I was blasphemous. I don't remember that so much. Tell me more. Oh, you mean the blasphemy of like Easter or something like that, or Christmas? 185. By the way, Pastor Brock, do you know what 30 pieces of silver was equivalent to? $185. Is that what you're saying? Depends. See, here's the thing. You had. This is what makes it challenging to ask that question. How much is 100? Or how much is 30 pieces of silver? Because there's essentially there's at least two ways you can calculate that. One, based on what would that be the equivalent for an average worker, and then finding what an average worker in the United States makes, and then making a comparison. I think that is the best way to evaluate 30 pieces of silver. The value of it, right? Because I think that's where we get a conception as you guys are all average workers, of how much this would have been. But there's other ways you can evaluate it, right? Like the price of silver has gone up significantly compared to antiquity. And so this would probably be more money if you just looked up like how much is 30 pieces of silver worth today. So there are multiple ways of equating that. So it's hard to say. I mean, it wouldn't have been like millions of dollars. It'd probably be a couple $1,000s, maybe, if that. A couple $1,000s, maybe. Yeah, so not astronomical. So I was thinking, how many days' wages at the time? Yeah. Okay. Well, oh goodness! Please don't knock over my coffee. Oh, saved. I almost knocked onto my VR controller side. That could have been a catastrophe. How long would it take the average person to make 30 pieces? Well, here, how about we just type in this? How much was 30 pieces of silver? Oh, well, here you go. Here's the answer. Here's what King BR said. There are 331.1 grams troy ounces, a spot valuation of $17 per ounce. 30 pieces of silver would be between $185 and $216 in present day value. And see, I bet you're gonna find some. You're gonna find some disagreement on this. Let's check this out. There's gonna be some variances. $197. Man, that's less than a Quest 2. Man, put that about $600, they're saying. 30 pieces of silver is about 5 weeks of money based on a 6-day workday. There wouldn't have been 6 days. Oh, well, actually, yeah, for the Jews, it would have been a 6-day working day. So here we go. This is how this is my preferred This is my preferred way of factoring this. This is, in my opinion, a better way, because okay, so look at this. So 30 pieces are about 5 weeks of money. Okay, and then so the average U.S. median income of $4,000 divided by 1.3 worker per household, giving a little over $34,000 per year, and 204 working days per year gives a pre-tax $104 per day. So 30 pieces of silver would roughly become an average American accepting a payment of about $4,200. This is, yes, I totally agree. So not a life-changing amount of money in the sense that we use the phrase, right? So yes, I think this is a far better way of calculating the worth, because like you need to know like $185 for you versus $185 for a guy in Pakistan is like a world of difference, right? So you need to know what it would be like for you and your income. So yeah, let's say $4,000, I think would be a better translation for us as Westerners. Oh, that's a rubbish price. I would rather have a friend than an extra 100 quid. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I figured. Not a ton of money, which makes the betrayal that much worse. Yeah. So, this is a better way of doing it. So let's say $4,000. I'd want to be sorted for life. Oh, to betray the Son of God. Well, to quote Jesus, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and forfeit his soul? Right? Like it doesn't really help you too much. All right, so I don't think it makes sense. I've got to leave in about 8 minutes. Do you guys have any questions? Do you guys have any like theological questions we could tackle? I don't know if it makes sense to go into another book of the Bible. We're not going to get anywhere in 8 minutes. I mean, we can maybe just like listen through the reading. How about that? Unless you have any questions. Jeremiah 25, 1-18. We're going to just listen to that section real quick, and I'll make some comments after we're done with it, because then we can at least say we got through it. Jeremiah 25, 1-18. Unless you have a question. Okay, go ahead. Fire away with the question. Oh, Blue Froggy, by the way. Okay, so here's what I'd like to do, Blue Froggy. I'd like to make... I'm now making all my VODs subscriber only to just make sure I don't get into any DMCA issues. So here's what I'd like to do, Blue Froggy, if you're up with it. I'd love to make you an editor on my YouTube channel. I'm going to export all of my videos to YouTube. And then if you would edit, you can either download the video, put it in your editing software, or if it's easier, you can just edit it through the YouTube interface. So that's what I'm thinking to do, is I'll just give you editor access on my YouTube page. Yeah, thank you. So I was thinking about that. I actually have it downloaded, and so yeah, I'm working on getting that for you. Perfect. All right. King BR asks, why did she leave? You're talking about the woman? The woman with the alabaster ointment? I'm assuming that's who you're talking about. Did she leave? I don't know. Let's look at it real quick. I don't know which one you're talking about. You can edit through YouTube. I've never done that, but I'm willing to figure it out. Yes, you can edit. It's a very basic program. So if you're like a good editor, which I'm sure you are, like like all the editing stuff, you can just download it from YouTube. I think that's going to be the easiest way to access them. Because we could do like a file transfer and yada yada yada. So, but I think it's going to be So I'll just because what I can do is I can just export to YouTube, and then I don't have to download the file, and then you can just download from YouTube, which will probably be quicker. So, anywho. But Blue Frog, I am so grateful. You have no idea how grateful I am that you'd be willing to do that. So anyways. So the other thing, Blue Froggy, when you're doing edit, I'm still waiting for clarification from... I'm looking for clarification from King BR about why did she leave. So I was going to say that keep track of your hours too. Because if I ever am in a position, I'm not interested in YouTube revenue so much. So if I ever make money from YouTube, I'm going to use that to reimburse my editors. So keep a track of any hours you spend on, on the videos that I don't think I have any revenue. I'm not even monetized yet on YouTube, but if I ever am, I'm going to give that to my editors. I'm going to pay back my editors for that. So yeah, just do that. Setting VODs to subscribe only likely won't protect against DMCA strikes are issued by automated Twitch software and the back end that has access to those. Yeah, but the thing is, it's not Twitch's software that logs them, is my understanding. My understanding is that basically like Sony and those other guys, they'll come in with their own software, like randomly listening to different channels. But if they can't access the VOD, then that should provide some level of protection, unless of course they want to subscribe to my channel. I'll look into it. I've heard both ways though, but a little bit. You don't mind us using ad block then? If we ever visit YouTube, well, for you QB, of course you can use ad block, but no, like I'm talking about yeah. Anyways, okay, so So yeah. All right, guys. Well, I think we'll maybe end it there. Yeah, because the thing is, no, Twitch. Here's the thing: Twitch does not want its content creators to be hit with DMCA's. They do not want us to get caught, because every one of us is a little bit of revenue for them. Like if as soon as they have to ban even a small or moderate sized content creator, that's a revenue hit for them. And a significant, collectively a significant one. So no, they only comply when they have to. And in fact, they have software that mutes. If they know that it's a copyright or a DMCA problem, they will mute the VODs so that they can't, so that like Sony or whoever cannot claim DMCA on it. But yeah, so they use other third-party software and like bots that basically roam the channels. Yeah, so that's basically what's going on. So it's not Twitch. Twitch has no desire to get us content creators caught on DMCA's. But once we are caught, then that's that. All right, so let's go raid somebody. I think we're done here. Bye, Facebook. We'll see you guys next time. Hold on, let me close out of this. Stop streaming that. Let's go see who's all available. Let's do webcam only for this. All right, let's see who's available. Who is a volley boss? Let's go raid.
Definitely Dunzo.
I don't know. We got Susie or Missionary Gamer, or or anybody else have any recommendations? Do you have any other Christian streamers? Again, hang on for the raid if you would so kindly, because again, it's always a blessing. The higher the number, the bigger, the happier the streamer, as I like to say. Oh, do you see new badge? Ooh. Wait, what? Do you see the new badge? Oh, the subscriber badge? Father? What? Take care, Shock. Good to see you, Blue Froggy. Thanks for being here, guys. So where do you I got a new badge. Which one? The Prime Gaming or the 2-month subscriber? Oh, why didn't it come up? I didn't get a notification on it. I'm sorry about that. Well, thank you so much, King BR, for the sub, man. I'm sorry about that. I didn't know that. Thanks, man. I'm super grateful. And I always say you can watch for free, but I don't know why it didn't come up. So, Mike at Live is live. I'm gonna watch him. Okay, well, what's this guy about? Is he? Let's check him out. Is this guy? This guy's. Oh, he's a musician.
All right, apple cart. When you're down with the broken.
Okay, is this guy gonna be good content for me? I'm so sorry, King BR. Yeah, no, I don't. It didn't show up on my. It didn't show up on my notifications. When did you get it, or when did you sub? I didn't see anything. I saw no notifications. All right, well, let's just go. Let's do Missionary Gamer. Let's do raid. He's kind of an interesting guy. Well, any other recommendations? I'd rather do like somebody who's Christian. Missionary Gamer. He's been kind to me before. Let's go with him. All right, guys. Thanks for the great stream. Really enjoyed having you guys all on here. Take care. God bless. We'll see you next time.
They literally have IT staff and everything going on. Oh, Pastor Brock.